Incident at Loch Ness is one of those movies within a movie. Yeah, you've seen the ones where they're filming a documentary while making a whole other movie. That's what's basically going on here. We see everything as if they're making a documentary about the director who's filming a movie. And the movie they're making? Well, yeah, it's Incident at Loch Ness, directed by Werner Herzog. Werner is obviously a German director, known for his action-adventure movies. Admittingly, most of these I haven't heard of, but he did make the remake of the 1922 horror classic Nosferatu and the documentary Grizzly Man, so I would say he's qualified to tackle the Loch Ness Monster.
Come on in. Come in. My name is Werner Herzog. I'm a director.
By his side, producing the movie is Zak Penn, who is the actual writer and director of this movie within a movie. It all gets pretty confusing. But he's famous for writing a lot of superhero movies. X-Men 2, The Incredible Hulk, and even helping with the Avengers. So, yeah, he knows what he's doing. I have some pretty high hopes for Incident at Loch Ness.
Okay.
Before they head out, we meet some of the crew. Mainly Gabriel Beristain, the cinematographer and cameraman. He too is heavily involved in superhero movies, working on Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, and so on. Here he has several questions about where they'll be shooting, on land, the water, the people they'll talk to, but Zak is being very hush-hush about it, and he says, just don't worry about it. Jeff Goldblum makes a quick cameo at a dinner party, as well as Crispin Glover, albeit just for a second. So, after all that, the team is off to Scotland to start working on their movie. In the production office, we meet everyone. There's Robert O'Mara, production coordinator, Zak,
My name is Zak Penn. I'm the producer.
Werner, Russell Williams, the sound guy, Gabriel, the cinematographer, and David Davidson, the ship's captain. They discuss all the technical aspects to making a film and bring up that they'll have 5 days to shoot on the boat, which most everyone agrees is way too much time. But Zak's in charge, and he says 5 days. He also has gray jumpsuits for everyone to wear, which Werner especially hates. The first day of shooting goes pretty well. They interview several locals about their experiences living around the loch, and they get a few landscape shots. All in all, a pretty good first day. They also meet Professor Michael Cornell, a cryptozoologist that seems a bit eccentric, and something is off about him. When he leaves, he asks Zak if he did it right. Did what right? Again, something is fishy, and Zak is behind all of it.
Okay, did I do what you wanted?
You're fine. You're yourself.
At the start of day 2, Russell notices how loud the boat motor is. It simply won't work. There's just too much sound in the engine. They'll have to get another boat to tow them out, and then that will add more expense and time. So Zak says that they'll just take another motor from another boat that's smaller and quieter and use that. The captain says that that's a ridiculous idea, but Zak says it's either that or they'll find another captain. We also meet one final crew member, Kitana, a sonar expert. But, well, she doesn't look like any sonar expert I've met before.
The most absolutely beautiful creature came in with us.
Finally, with all that out of the way, we're off to the loch. They film their scenes, they get some more issues with sound, this time it's the radio, but the captain says tough, he needs the radio. So, I guess they'll just have to deal with that. While Werner is downstairs, Zak grabs some of the crew and they start filming their own scenes, without the movie's director. They record an obviously scripted line where Kitana jumps in the water, and if you thought she was a sonar expert, Well, here's that idea squashed. Obviously, she's just here for her looks. But when she jumps in the water, she nopes right out of there. It's far too cold for that. That's about the time Werner catches them, and he makes it pretty clear that no one is to record anything without him supervising. It's the beginning of day 3 now, and Werner demands to talk to Zak. He knows what's going on here. Zak is shooting without him, and that means that he's setting up for some kind of hoax. So Werner quits. But after thinking about the movie and the people involved, he decides to keep going forward, even though he isn't too happy about it. Apparently, some of the others have wised up to Zak's plan as well, because Russell and Gabriel don't show up. They packed their bags and went home, which might just end up being the best decision they've ever had in their lives. Because day 3? Well, day 3 is the day they see something in the water. But first, Werner talks to Kitana and asks her if she really does know anything about the sonar, which she did study up a bit, so she's able to get it working. While they're messing around with that, Zak throws a fake Loch Ness Monster into the water and demands that Werner get the money shot. But he refuses, not wanting to be a part of the hoax. That's when Zak points a flare gun at his face. But Werner can see that it's not loaded, so there's really no threat there. No, what they need to be worried about is in the water. Something big bumps into the boat, and the captain says that they're going to go to shore right now. But the fog is thick, and they can't see anything. Of course, the underpowered engine shuts down, and the radio doesn't work because Zak broke it due to it making too much noise. So, they're just sitting ducks out there. They try to fire off some flares, but not a soul is out on the water. They all head down to the hull of the ship, and tension is pretty high. No one's talking to anyone. Werner realizes down there that his movie is pretty much over, but the documentary that they've been filming about his life, well, that's now just turned into a horror movie. And, just like another horror movie with an underwater animal, Jaws, the monster attacks the boat and water starts coming in. Up on top, Nessie once again attacks, knocking Michael overboard.
He's falling in the water!
During all the panic, Zak and O'Mara take the ship's only lifeboat and make their escape, leaving the rest to fend for themselves.
I couldn't believe Zak stole the lifeboat.
In a matter of hours, the ship is completely underwater, and all the survivors are in the freezing water, without much time left. That's when the camera cuts to some family out on vacation, and we see Zak swimming up needing help. No sign of O'Mara though. Zak says the lifeboat was tore up and they both swam in different directions. But at this point, I don't trust Zak at all. He probably resorted to cannibalism in the first 10 minutes and ate O'Mara. The family drives around and picks up the rest of the survivors, including the documentary crew, who are alive but just a little upset with Zak.
The camera's rolling. You want to say something?
Get the hell out of here, Zak.
And that was Incident at Loch Ness. And I would say it wasn't too bad. You get to see a lot of the best Hollywood people working in their fields. All of these people, from Werner to Gabriel, aren't actors. They're all really involved in big production films. Because of Zak's connection, he was able to get those fun little cameos in the beginning, and he got these people, who I'm sure are above working on horror movies, to star in a film about the Loch Ness Monster. But speaking of the monster, it's not really there. I mean, yeah, you see things in the water, and Werner even touches it, but there's no head out of the water shot, which I would have liked to have seen, if only for a moment. If you like mockumentary films like Digging Up the Marrow, then you'll probably enjoy this one too. It has its funny moments and its drama for sure, and then just a little bit of Nessie too. I give Incident at Loch Ness 2.5 super hot sonographers out of 4.
Who suffered more than I did? I mean, other than the people who died. I mean, obviously they suffered more because, well, they're dead.